said, my name is Wayne. I was born in 1992 to a man and a woman because that's all we had in 1992. I was born in Benedictine Hospital, which is now a psych ward, so that'll explain a few of my stories. Now I live in a small town called Kerhonkson. I don't know if any of you know it. Anyone know Kerhonkson? All right. Well, I live in Kerhonkson. Now, Kerhonkson is a very small town. We don't have much to do there, so our main activities consist of hunting, fishing, day drinking, drugs, and trying not to fuck your cousin. I'm serious, y'all. If you're going to get it on in my town, you got to break down your family tree. Like, when I was dating, it was hell. It was like, your titties are nice, but if your cousin's with the Williams, this can't happen. I appreciate y'all laughing. My wife didn't think that one was funny. So I'm married, not to my cousin, thankfully. It's okay, she was born upstate, further, so I didn't have to chat. Anyway, people ask me how I started doing comedy. I kind of just fell into it. My friends were doing a music event, and someone dropped out, and they were like, we need a space closer. And then my friend's like, wait, you should tell some of your stories. I'm like, I don't know if people will like that. He's like, just do it, trust me. So I sat there for like 3 hours on my phone. I wrote notes. Here I am. I keep getting invites to events, so I'm guessing I'm okay. And it's a good outlet to cope with emotions I don't know how to deal with on a regular basis. So it's a good outlet. The late, great Robin Williams said the saddest people tried the hardest to make people happy because they know what it feels like to be worthless, and they don't want anyone to feel like that. There was a time in my life before I started doing stand-up where I was trying to get people to laugh, but it's a dark place, and to find things to cope with, I was doing drugs. Trust me, it gets funny. I'm not going to be up here making you guys sad. So yeah, I was doing drugs back in the day, and it was more of a party thing, but it also took some of the pain away of being depressed and whatnot. I used to do drugs so much, people accused me of selling them. I mean, and if you look at me, I'm the perfect person to sell drugs, because who the fuck would expect a 500-pound white guy to sell drugs? 2014, true story, I was accused of being a drug dealer in Ellenville, New York. If you know Ellenville, you know drugs are far from unattainable in Ellenville. It's true. You guys can laugh more, it's okay. So in 2014, I had people watching my house. I knew they were watching my house because you'd see the car, and you looked over, and the second you looked over, they'd be like, fuck! And they did. Then I'd have people coming to my house at 3 a.m. They're like, hey man, you know where we can find a party? And I'd open my door and be like, party? It's 3 a.m., motherfucker, I'm trying to sleep. I'm like, party? I'm not going to sell drugs out of my house, I'm smart. I watched every episode of CSI. You do it somewhere else. It's in Biggie's 10 Crack Commandments. So, the worst thing was getting randomly stopped. Now, this is a true story. It's 2014. I'm up the block from Pluck's Barbershop in Ellenville, and a cop stops me. He knows who I am. Now, this is the situation. I'm wearing a black shirt, black baggy pants, Nikes, backwards fitted, and a black backpack. Something you shouldn't wear when you're a known drug dealer. Allegedly. So I get stopped. The cop knows me. He goes, Wayne, where are you coming from? I'm like, my house. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, just walking. He's like, can I see your bag? Now I'm going to stop right here. And I'm going to tell you, if you voluntarily give your bag to a cop, it is not a smart idea to act like it's going to blow up when he goes to unzip it. And that's exactly what I did. He's like, wait, can I see your bag? And I had nothing to hide. I was like, here you go. And when he goes to unzip it, I bunch up to save myself from the fake explosion. I'm like, and I shit you not, this freaked the officer out so much, he screamed like a little girl. He was like, no! And he threw the bag. It was the perfect spiral. Tom Brady couldn't do better with the deflated ball. So I'm on the ground, not because he put me on the ground, but me and his partner are laughing so hard. We're on the ground crying. He's sitting there with his hand on his gun like this, and it took me 20 minutes to defuse the situation and prove there was no explosives in my bag. They detained me for an extra 10 minutes, and then they let me go because that was enough excitement for the day. And I didn't have drugs in my bag, so that was a bonus. Now, I was accused, but I never sold. I did use. I started off weed. People say weed's a gateway drug. I say that's bullshit. You do what you want. Then it led to cocaine. Now, I didn't like cocaine just the way it smelled. It took me a second. And then I was into everything. And one of my favorites was ecstasy. Now, people say ecstasy makes you overly horny. That's not entirely true. It stimulates your touch. Everything feels amazing when you're on ecstasy. Like, if I was on ecstasy and I rubbed Miss Lisa's speaker here, I might cream my pants a little bit. But it's not really horny. It just feels that good. I remember the first time I ever took ecstasy, I was at my brother's house and his girlfriend looks at me and she goes, "Hey, Wayne, have you ever tried eating?" Now I'm tripping on a 3-day Adderall trip and I go, "No." She's like, "Here, take this, relax." I sit there, I relax. About 20 minutes in, I can start feeling it. And I know I felt it because I was on one of those scratchy couches, you know, those old, like, floor print couches. And I moved my arm across the rest and I was like, oh. And I'm not going to lie, guys, when I was on E, I was very vocal, so I wasn't quiet about it either. I was like, oh. And I'm looking around, I'm like, this is a good couch. Why is no one else on this couch? This couch is fucking amazing. And this got my brother's girlfriend attention. She's like, "Hey, you better not fuck my couch now." She called me. Because the idea crossed my mind, but it hadn't fermented. And I want to be honest with y'all. I didn't fuck that couch. But I did rub it so hard it changed its Facebook relationship status from single to it's complicated. And people talk, so you have to nip that shit in the ass. So if you've never had to break up with an inanimate object after a night of hard drugs, it goes like this. You go back to the couch when no one's around. You sit down on it, you rub his armrest one last time. You tell it the other night was a mistake and you didn't mean to take advantage. You stand up, you never lose eye contact with the couch. You go to the door, you look back one last time and you leave. You go home, you go to work, you think about the couch all the time. You're thinking about the couch. So you decide after a week to go back to your friend's house and make up with the couch. But when you get there, the couch is gone. It's just a cold, hard spot where it once sat. You sit there with a tear in your eye and you think, man, I should have fucked that couch.
Oh my God.